Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this look. It's a recreation of Milk, so let's just get into it. I just got back from drag con, so I was really inspired to delve more into drag makeup. This is probably the third time I've ever attempted drag makeup, but it's definitely something I want to get good at. So I already blocked out my brows with that disappearing purple, and I am taking these two colors from the Pastel Goth and I'm alternating between the two of them. I'm basically just building a little bit outside of my eye shape. I didn't want to go too far since I have a really tiny forehead, but I am just doing like a little wing shape, and I am keeping that purple diffused with that magenta from the Pastel Goth. Then once I'm happy with the way everything is blended and how everything is looking, I'm going to take that white from the Pastel Goth palette and I'm going to take that over my brow cover, and it's basically just to keep everything bright up there. And in Milk's looks, she always has like a really bright white look to all her highlighted areas, so I just wanted to make sure that everything was bright up there. Then onto the liner, I'm filling in my entire lid. I'm using the NYC liquid liner, and then since I built it up a little bit higher, like to match the other eye and whatnot, it got a little bit bumpy, so I'm touching it up with that McGrath Liner, and that is it for the eyes for now. Now on to the skin. I am using my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This really helps smooth out the skin and makes all the complexion products going a lot more smooth. I'm taking my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless just because I haven't invested in those Krylon paint sticks yet. To contour, I'm going in with the Anastasia foundation stick in the color Mink. And I saw somebody else use this on YouTube for a drag look. And, you know, it works. The shade is great. But as for like the formulation of the stick, it is really dry, so it makes it hard to blend out. And even though with this look I want it to have that good contrast of, like, you know, having a definite contour, I don't want it to be harsh or like straight from the stick the way I drew it on. I want to be able to blend it, but these are just not very malleable. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting a little bit more of creamier products to work on the complexion. And now to highlight the complexion, I'm going in with, I believe, a NYX HD concealer in a banana color, and I'm going in with the Kat Von D Whiteout concealer, which I was super impressed by. I used this a couple times as a base for a couple eye looks, and I wasn't like particularly impressed, but to highlight with this all over my face, I was very impressed with how pigmented it was and how smooth it went on. So yeah, it's just really beautiful. As I said before, Milk kind of always has this very highlighted, almost white center of the face going on. Here I am making sure to add a lot more brightness in those areas than I normally would. So like I said before, with this foundation stick, it was difficult to keep the balance of having it blended and also having a good amount of pigmentation there. So that was the biggest feat with doing this look, but I managed to get the complexion decently blended to my liking, and I set that all with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Now that the face is all set, I'm going in with that sort of banana-y highlight powder from the Kat Von D eye palette, the shade Light one that I got in a goodie bag from Miss Fame's masterclass. If you get the chance to take her class, I definitely recommend it. if you're interested in like hearing her talk about chickens or like learning about drag makeup and techniques. I definitely learned a lot from that class, and it was just nice, you know, being in like that intimate setting, in contrast from like that whole DragCon chaos. So yeah, it was definitely fun, and I am really loving this palette. It has that beautiful highlight shade, and now I'm going to dip into that sort of grayish shade in the center and mix that with the contours from my Shade and Light contour palette. I swear Kat Von D makes some of the most beautiful powders. They really are so smooth. So I'm basically carving out my whole face until I look like beautiful Squidward. And now onto the lips, which is probably my favorite part. I am taking Kat Von D's liquid lipstick in Susperia, and I'm just taking that on my lips. And I'm laying a little bit of like a peach Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick, and I'm sort of just, while it's wet, blending that up into the shape I normally overline my lip. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted that magenta haze, you know, smudgy lip look, and I'm never really great at that. So I definitely learned this technique from the Kat Von D Artistry girls who've done like videos on the Kat Von D Artistry channel. So yeah, that's how I got the smudgy lip look. And then I can't focus on one thing, so I went and blended a little bit more of that pink from the Pastel Goth on my eyes, because I lost a little of that when I highlighted my brow bone, or my brow area. Now I'm taking a Limecrime sparkler or whatever all over my lips, and then on my outer corner of my lips I'm taking Susperia, just plain out on the very outer corners, and I blended that out and it looked amazing. I loved the dimension it gave. And now for the nose contour, it's pretty standard. I'm taking that gray from the Shade and Light eye palette, and I'm just taking that on the sides of my nose, trying to snatch my nose real skinny. And then I'm taking that same like highlight banana-y color from the same palette, and I'm highlighting the center of my nose, just pretty simple. And now to finish off the eyeshadow, I am taking those pink shade from the Pastel Goth palette, and I'm taking those underneath my eye. The way Milk had it, it was like really kind of diffused, so it worked out for me since my under eye was really dry, and it made it difficult to get on that eyeshadow under there. So I kind of like just really sloppily blended that pink, and then really tight I took that purple. And to finish it off, I just took a little bit of black wet on an angled brush, and I took that right against my lower lash line, and that was it for the eyes. And now on to the scary part. I am doing all the lines on my face with the eyeliner. I'm not exactly crazy with the way it turned out. I don't know if it's just me being like nitpicky, which I always am with makeup looks, which is why these videos take so long to edit. I'm very picky, and I'm very like hard on myself. No matter if I know it's like a good video, I always know I can do better. This was my second attempt at this look, so it definitely is better than my last try at it. But I'm just pretty much referencing Milk's look the entire time I'm doing this. And once I'm done with the whole outlining thing, I'm adding that glitter underneath my eye. And then as one of the final touches, I'm taking a little bit of pink blush on my cheeks. And then to highlight, I'm taking my Moonchild Glow Kit in Pink Heart. And then on to lashes, I'm taking these Sugarpill lashes in, I believe the style is Flutter. I bought like 8 pairs of lashes from Sugarpill at DragCon just because they have some of like the prettiest styles of lashes, but I swear to God they don't stock them on their website. So yeah, best believe I stocked up. And I'm just gonna touch up the lash bands so there's no visible lash glue, and that's it. And hopefully you guys like this look. I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot more editorial drag looks. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you want to see next, what you thought of this video. I love hearing from you guys, I really do. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
To me.
So what do you use to cover your eyebrows?
Oatmeal.
Oh,
I